Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is my first live, and I have some amazing women up here that I am so thrilled to bring to the table to have this discussion. I want to welcome these ladies. We're going to have a great conversation, and I'm going to let these ladies introduce themselves. Go ahead and start with Miss Nakia, and then we're going to go all the way around. Tell them who you are and what you about.
Hey y'all. Hey y'all. I'm Nakia Dion. I am a actress. I am a drama queen, but I'm usually telling the truth anyway. And I'm a conservative, I'm a Christian, and I am a black woman who loves the United States of America and wants the best for her. That's me.
All right. Monique, you want to come back and come? You want? I'm all right. I'm gonna remove you and I'll bring you back. Just use that same link, okay? Because I think she got to come back. I don't think she can hear us. You can't hear us because we can't hear you. I'm gonna remove you and come back in. Okay. All right, Melody, tell them what's up.
Hello, my name is Melody. I'm an American. I love America. I feel like America should be free. And I'm also debating tethers. I am a tether baiter, and I'm that one that I think, well, I don't want to say I'm the first one that started off, but I thank God every day that people are opening up their eyes to know that these people that claim they are leaders are not us. And I'm going to keep on teaching as long as I go.
All right. Mo to the E to the no. Oh man. Welcome, JC. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Something's wrong with the with it. Well, you want to just take some time to kind of work on that, and you could just come back.
Is it the electronics or what is it?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Just get on the regular mic.
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah, I mean, just disconnect your mic and just.
Yeah, get off the mic. Just use the regular one.
Yeah, Igor rig it.
These off. Take them off. Use the
Igor rig it.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm looking forward to this. Basically, what we're gonna do is we just gonna be talking about a lot of things when it comes to Black conservatism and what is there's so many nuances surrounding what it means to be a Black conservative. That I personally love what we have. I love what we have built. I love that it took for Trump, one of the greatest presidents of our time, to bring us all together and to really see who's who. Because I don't know if you all, I'm quite sure you all went through the same thing. We all got a lot of slack for becoming conservatives. And on MLK, who was also a conservative, let's make that clear, because I don't think a lot of people know this.
Okay.
MLK was a conservative.
Yeah, he was.
Harriet Tubman was a conservative too. I did not know that either. So I really want to hear from the ladies today. And basically we're going to be talking about certain things like what brought you all to becoming a conservative. We're going to be touching on the let me get her back in here. We're going to be touching on the whole FBA movement and whether or not it's harmful or useful to the community. And that'll tie you in perfectly. I heard you.
Yeah, we hear you now. For sure.
You still can't hear us?
Yeah, watch it on YouTube.
No, we hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I can't hear y'all. I'm gonna just go to YouTube and listen because I can't hear anything.
Oh. All right. Well, next time I'll have you
I
on.
don't know how I'm gonna do that though.
Yeah, I'll remove you from the room.
I'm sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
I heard.
No worries.
No worries. They say a lot of technical difficulties. Yeah, they suck. A lot of people, a lot of Black conservatives say he was a Marxist. He was. I'm team Malcolm X, me personally.
Okay, me too.
I'm team Booker T. Washington.
Yeah, Booker T.
Me too.
You know what I mean? I don't know about W.E.B. Du Bois.
Nah, I'm not
I heard some things about him. So let's go ahead and just jump back into it. So let's start with you, Nakia, and then we're gonna move to Melody. So what led you to become a conservative?
Oh, Well, I think most Black people deep down are conservatives. I think the better question is what led me to leave the Democrat plantation. I always had conservative values. I'm a Christian, for one. I believe in family. I believe in loving the country, all of that. So I was always a conservative, but Black people are supposed to be Democrats. Let the Democrats tell you, let everybody else tell you. So I went along with what everybody else was saying, what my mama was doing, her mama, all of that. Probably not her mama, because we can trace back to when most of Black America started voting for Democrats. But one day I was watching CNN, getting ready for a doctor's appointment, and they were telling a story about Trump. And it was, oh, he's the worst. Oh, look what he did. He's horrible. And I'm like, yep, he sure is. Then I go to my doctor's appointment and they got Fox News on the channel telling the same story, but they not telling the same story. Wow. And I was like, okay, clearly that was the light bulb that went off that said fake news is a thing. And so that made me start doing further research. Stop just going with what the news said. If Trump had a speech somewhere and CNN said this and Fox said that, I needed to go watch the whole speech for myself so I can get an understanding outside of mainstream media. And that's what I did. And once I started doing that and, doing my own research on everything, not just Trump, but everything the Democrats stood for, everything the Republicans stood for, the history of the country, the history of slavery, the history of my people being here before slavery. Like, this is my land. And I chose to stand with the people who seem to love the land and not want to harm it. And also did not want to use Black people for votes.
Amen.
So that's how I got here.
Amen.
All right.
Oh, you still here, Mo?
Yeah, I'm back now. I had to take them headphones off. I couldn't hear nothing.
You were saying, take them off, take them off.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I just was trying not to make y'all hear too much in the background or whatever. But it's cool. Y'all can hear me. The mic. I think the mic will shut the.
Yeah, well, introduce yourself though.
Yeah. Well, look, y'all. My name is Let's Be Honest, aka Mo. I am literally. I'm 50 plus. Middle of 50s. I am originally from Chicago. Of course, that means I was voting Democrat all my life.
Chi-town.
I heard the Republicans. I felt that. Well, I don't know if I was even told they was racist. I just think that's just what we did. I just did what we do. And but I've always been different. I've always I was living in the hood, but my mom was sacrificing to send me to school out the hood. So my mind never was caged in a sense.
She went silent.
You went silent.
Yeah.
You went out.
Bummer, dude.
She went froze now. She froze.
Oh man, no, she's still right there.
Is that better? That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. My mind was never in the cage.
She went silent again.
I'm gonna bring you back in. I'm gonna bring her back in. All right. Yeah, let me bring her back in. Come on. Go ahead, Melody.
Well, as y'all know, my name is Melody. I'm from New York City. And I always taught political, but I wasn't into politics. I knew they all full of shit, excuse my expression, but I been knew the phoniness from the people that call themselves our leaders. I never voted for Democrat because I knew they wasn't for us. I didn't vote for Republicans because I thought they was soft. I thought they didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? To fight what was going on with us.
Yeah.
So I say either they can't fight or either they don't care. So I never voted for Republicans neither. But when it came to Trump, I knew Trump all my life. I've been wanting him to run since the 80s. When he first told Oprah that he wanted Oprah to be his vice president.
Mm-hmm.
I always knew if he run, I was going to vote for him because I knew he wasn't racist. I knew they was lying on him. My family loved him. These are people before my time,
Yeah.
So when I started talking about conservatives, then I started to understand what conservatives were.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing the Democrats is not about family. They're not about holiness. They're not about godliness. They unholy, unnatural, and everything they do is against God. So I know to always leave them alone. They are just demons, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I've been Democrat my whole life. Didn't know what it really meant. I just knew it was something I was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, like, what turned me to realize that I was more conservative is honestly Obama. Obama is really what put me in a place where I was just like, okay, I don't know if I like the direction that this party is going.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up having, friends of different backgrounds, especially living in East Chicago up there. And Mo, you from up that way. East Chicago is like a Hispanic Gary. That's pretty much what it is. It's so many Hispanics there. So I grew up with so many different people, who was Hispanic, Mexican, Puerto Rican. And I didn't think that they were oppressed. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't look at each other like they was oppressed or anything. I didn't know what a illegal immigrant was. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have a problem with communicating with my friends or their parents. They all spoke English. So it was weird to me when Obama came in that it was just, oh, we need to give this and give this and give this to the Hispanic community. As if the Black community, and I'm living in Atlanta around this time. Atlanta was not good in the job market around that time. So I'm living in Atlanta and I'm seeing so much despair that's going on in Atlanta, going on Old National, women prostituting, drug addicts, homelessness, just so much going on out there. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm just like, why are we using these specialized groups of people? Why are we putting them on a pedestal? You know what I mean? Like gay, I've never seen anybody discriminate against a gay person. I understand the issue that may come at hand with them being able to marry who they want to marry. So that's understandable, and they deserve to be treated like human beings. Mm-hmm. But then all of these illegal people came in, and then they came with this whole what is it when they was giving them the opportunity to have the kids, DACA? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The whole thing with the DACA stuff started coming down. And then I was just kind of like, but ain't you like the first Black president? Like, did you forget about it? Hey, high five. High five. No.
We've been waiting.
We've been waiting. Right. Like there was no reason for Obama to not be the best president ever. You had everything that you needed, everything. And seeing how they was treating Trump, I was just like, okay, am I not supposed to like him?
Yeah, it's like he had something good.
I liked his rawness, me personally.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. It was like it's like anytime they try to keep something from you, that must be the thing that might be good for me.
Right.
Because it wasn't the people who shown they love you that was trying to keep them away. It was the people who ain't really proved themselves. So it's like, no. In a way, it's kind of like the slave mentality. It's like, no slave. I don't want you to see that this one over here doing better for you. So no, he's horrible. He gonna do this. He gonna do that to you, because they knew that I felt like and I already had been following Trump for probably 30 years now. So I already knew, but I think that was more why they were afraid and trying to keep him off, because they knew he was real. They knew that Black people actually liked him before, and they didn't know if they was really going to be able to convince us that he was horrible. Now, sadly, it looked like they was, but it's so weird because I'm like, they had no problem with you rolling with him and loving him all prior to him wanting to become the president. Now, all of a sudden, he becomes all of these things they never told you about. And everything that they were using is old. So why they wasn't never saying that? You know what I'm saying? Like everything is from the 70s and 80s, like what?
Yeah, I agree. Like I felt it kind of odd that like it wasn't until 2016 that all of those rape allegations came out. Like I felt like that was just really weird, because it's like, okay, when that situation happened with that lady, y'all was still cool with him. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like
Mhm.
Oprah, Al Sharpton, like hell, even Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton was hanging
Absolutely.
out with him. So y'all was all still
Mhm.
friend with him when these allegations came out. So yeah, I thought that was really crazy. But
Absolutely.
Mhm,
y'all
mhm.
know it's MLK Day. We gotta include MLK into this conversation right now. Um, in the spirit of MLK Day, which would not have happened had it not been for a Republican, by the way. Because I don't know if a lot of people know this.
You mean a rhino?
Well, the rhino. Either way, we got a paid
It
holiday
happened.
celebrating this man, which wouldn't have happened had it not been for Reagan. But in the spirit of MLK,
Yeah.
how do you see Dr. King's vision of justice and unity reflected? Like, is it missing in today's political and cultural movements?
Well, me
And I'm gonna
first.
start. Yeah, I'm gonna start with you, Melanie.
I'm only going to say this, and I'm gonna move on. Dr. Martin Luther
Oh.
King dream was our nightmare. I'm done.
Oh shit! Can you elaborate
Yeah.
on that, please?
Of course. Of course. You already see when they did the Civil Rights Act, the next year was the Civil Rights Immigration Act. And that's all you gotta do is open your eyes. Immigration got whole cities while we still waiting for 40 acres and a mule.
Mm,
Right? You notice,
yeah.
huh? They could govern their own cities while we can't. That's all we wanted. Right? We wanted to make decisions for our own children. So now you mean to tell me new people are here and they can make decisions for their own children? They
I
got
agree.
their own cities, they got their own states. And now the only way they got it is from where? All the social programs that we fought for.
Mhm.
I agree.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Nakia. What you think?
I already knew give Melody the floor because she is not a MLK. She is not a fan. But I would say that I do see his dream becoming a reality on the conservative side. Because if you look at the Democrat side, black versus white is still a very serious thing. Like, I don't know why all these white folks out here dying in the street for people who don't like them, because black Democrats do not like white people. With that being said, I never seen people come together like they do on the right until I became a conservative. It is mind blowing the way black people, white people, Asian people, everybody, like Dr. King said, the kids holding hands together. On this side, we really do have that. They don't show that. The news is never going to show that. Nobody knows. If you are not on the conservative side, you're going to believe the hype that it's just a whole bunch of racist white people from Alabama, but it's not. Look at us. And I have so many white, Asian, Hispanic friends over here on the right side, way more than I did when I was on the left.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do see Dr. King's dream coming together over there. We are becoming one nation.
Yeah.
Instead of all this division and this identity politics and everything else they have on the left.
Yeah.
So I see it coming together, but it's going to take people on the left. I mean, right now they pretty much fighting each other, and who knows, maybe they'll cancel each other out at some point. But it will take them to realize that we are Americans. All of us are Americans, not these illegals you fighting for, but the Americans that you're fighting against.
Right.
And we come together. But on the right, they're doing that. And I love it.
Stag, why you ain't up here, Stag? Why you not up here, Stag? I got beef with you because I sent you an invite, Stag.
She probably didn't see it.
Probably didn't.
I just
Tell her to come on up in here. But go ahead. Let's be honest. What do you think?
Well, I think it's working. I think the reason that they convinced him to push it to work worked as well. And unfortunately, though, like Nakia said, it's just right now because they now trying to bamboozle us with these immigrants and all this. We are actually doing the opposite of what they wanted to happen, because now you do have more white Americans and more, foundational and Black Americans saying like, hey, no, we ain't enemies of each other. And now they didn't kind of showed us these ones who really are our enemies are trying to now flood our country. So we are going to, come together. I don't think that Martin Luther King really knew, or I'm saying he knew what he was doing, but he was doing what he was supposed to be doing. I don't think it was needed in the way in which they pushed it. Of course, equality and making sure that everybody gets things fairly, but you didn't have to say I could be holding hands and laying in the bed with this other race in order for me to be equal. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like pushing that is what then tore down our love for individuality, because then we started to feel that something wasn't good enough unless white people was a part of it, or they said they christened it to say it was okay, when those people had built their own, and they wasn't asking really white people for nothing. They wasn't, most of the people who was doing things, they just saying leave us alone and let us have equality. But when you tried to yes, when they forced us to intermingle, unfortunately, it confused the minds of the Black people who didn't know better, that the only way you were going to have something, the only way you were going to achieve something is if white folks participated in it with you. And I just don't think that's true.
Yeah, I personally, because I remember, and I want to find this before we end this, there was a last interview, well, not a last interview, but a last speech of MLK, where he talks about how he led his people into a burning building. Like it's like, no, it's too late now, nigga. Like, don't don't sit here and try to switch it up now.
Generations after generations, shit. After that,
right? But then again, like you would think, like Black folks got to think about the fact, like, why do we celebrate MLK more than we celebrate Malcolm X? You know what I'm saying? With so much that has come out about him, like Malcolm X ain't never cheated on his wife.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But they always give the bad ones the holiday, girl. You know that.
Yeah, man. But and they always put them in the hood. They put both of them in the hood, though. Like every time you go to the city, you know there's gonna be you. If you see MLK Boulevard, Malcolm X Boulevard, it's in the hood.
MLK High School.
Right.
Listen, we got Crispus Attucks. Am I saying it right? Crispus Attucks.
What, the school?
Atticus?
Atticus, or is it Atticus?
Atticus.
I think it was Atticus.
I think it's Atticus.
I think it is Atticus. Yeah, it's Atticus. As you keep saying it, it was Atticus. Yeah.
Crispus Attucks got a school out here. And I think they be selling ass behind that school. Like, I don't even think that people be learning in there. So it's like those certain things they be letting fall to the wayside. And I live in a liberal city. So I'll be like, how do you not be seeing that they really truly don't want us to have anything?
Nothing.
Nothing. I'm not gonna hold you. I be feeling some type of way sometimes because
our own communities.
Like I'm not against I'm not a segregationist. You know what I mean? I love having I love being a multicultural environment. You know what I mean? I do. I like that. But I still do think that if Black people have the opportunity to come together and build a community where they have their own garden, their own schools, their own hospitals, they should be able to, without judgment from us, from anyone, because we're seeing now Muslims are doing it.
Yeah, but they're allowed to.
Exactly. But remember last year, and this be the issue that I'm noticing. Remember when they had this was 2 years ago, they had the Freedom, Georgia. Black folks was trying to build their own community. We shitted on them about it. And there was the white folks. They tried to build their own community. We shitted on them about it.
Yep.
But the Muslims could have their own community. Asians could have their own community. Africans, Jews, they could all have their own community. But when we have ours, it's looked at it because I feel like that's what America has done to us. It's so much about white and Black.
They feel like they got to hold our hand, like we're not capable of govern our own community.
To-
Yeah, she here. Hey, 92.
Now,
Hey, Melody. Hey, Nakia. Mo.
Hey, my sister.
you look good behind that mic, sis. That's where you supposed to be. I love it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Introduce yourself. Tell them who you are, who you is.
92 Stag, the co-host of the Primary Podcast with Mo.
What
We
was
can't
that?
hear you.
I don't hear her.
We can't hear you,
Oh,
Stag.
man, we can't hear you, Stag.
Mm,
There you
I don't know
go.
why.
There you go. We can hear you
Oh.
now.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can't hear me, Pretty?
It's like going in and out. Like it's like a feedback. Come
Like
back in.
it might be a short in the mic or something like.
Yeah,
make
it
sure
might be a
everything is
short in your
pushed in.
mic.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
make-
gonna let
Go
you
back.
I'm gonna bring you back in.
Take me out.
All right, all right.
Man, she
But
was
yeah,
getting ready
I
to
just-
introduce herself. I wanted them to know her too. But go ahead.
Man, Stag is
Yeah.
that. But like I just feel like that this country has made it so easy for everybody else, but so hard for us.
Us.
You know what I mean? For no reason.
Mhm.
We've always been told that we
Mhm.
gotta fight, we gotta work we gotta work 3 times as hard to get half of what they have. You look at the generational wealth gap. It's astronomically large for what reason? You know, it's just that I feel like we've always had to fight on this like playing field because of what civil rights did for us. You know what I
Well,
mean?
you know,
Go ahead.
I kind of studied the generational wealth concept and why it is, and from the studies it is saying because the whites, they teach their children to acquire land. They purchase things that they can continue to pass down and grow it. When we get wealth, and I'm sure you've noticed, like when we even have conversations, they ain't nobody gonna like we say, if we try to talk about stock, if we try to talk about things that can continue to grow and pass down, we want the instant gratification and don't realize the value in the asset. And so that's why the gap keeps spreading wider and wider, because they keep acquiring more and more property and the value keeps increasing. And then we know what is everything, nothing can
Right.
happen, no businesses can be built, nothing can happen without land. And
Or could it be that
Right.
that land, that is the land that they acquired?
well, no, if you do the research, most of the land and even the money and the wealth that's out, it literally just happened over the past 2 generations.
Well, a
So
lot
it's
of our
not-
land been
So,
stolen.
so considering the fact that we know that Asians are classified as white, Jews are classified as white, Hispanics are classified as white, these
Where?
South Africans that came over here are classified as white. Could it be that those are the generational people who got that land, and because they are classified as white, it allowed that race, that wealth gap to increase even more?
Well, where are you saying they're classified as white at? That's what I'm wondering. In the
Asians
census?
Asians are classified as white. Jews are classified as white. Egyptians are classified as white. When
Most people come over here and pick
yeah.
white.
And that's
Well,
that
see,
was
are they? Because I
shown.
know they have an option for them. Because I'll see Asians, but are we saying that technically, when we filled out stuff and we wanted to, we could check white?
You sure can.
You can,
Okay, that's what I'm
but
wondering.
that depends on if they gotta see you.
We need to start.
I'm gonna tell you, I've been clicking other for I don't know how long.
Right.
I've been clicking
Right.
other for a while because I'm
It
not
still ain't
African
helped you, though.
American. I'm not African American, so I click other, and plus I got the whitest name on history. Thank you to my mama, Kimberly, for giving me this whitest name.
Okay.
So
you know what?
that has benefited me. But what I'm saying is, I believe that the generational wealth gap is larger because so many people have been able to come over here and classify as white.
Mhm.
Since the Naturalization Act of 1790, that is what was put in place to allow all of these other Europeans to come over here and classify as white, to kind of make it seem as if there are more Anglo-Saxons in America than there actually is. And they did that because when they were bringing over the Irish and the Scottish and the poor Europeans, they was fucking with us. They was combining.
Right, the Irish was serving like we was. Too.
Yeah, they was serving. But the difference between the Irish and the blacks is that the Irish, they was freed in 7 years and they were given resources.
All resources.
But I want to say,
okay, 1 second, go ahead.
I want to say that for me, okay. So I want to say one of the reasons we don't get as many of the opportunities as other people get is because the Democrats are vying for their vote. They are giving them stuff. They are please come vote for us. We will give you this and we will give you that.
Absolutely.
They're not going to, they already know black people going to vote for them 98%. So why should they offer us anything? We don't ask for anything. And when we do, and they still don't give it to us, we still be like, okay, it's fine. I'm going to vote for you next time too. We just keep giving them our vote without getting anything in return. Not only not getting anything in return, but getting pooped on pretty much by them on a constant basis. We see they dropped all of these illegals into our communities and then just watched as our homeless numbers grew and did nothing about it. But as long as we keep going there, they're going to keep going there with us. So the minute we start wanting more, not only that, but there were times that we had farms. But now you got people like Jasmine Crockett talking about, we don't want to pick no cotton. Why not? Do you know how much money you can make with cotton? You better get out of that slave mentality and get into a business sense. It's the same reason we don't have watermelon farms anymore. We used to. It used to be one of our biggest money makers back in the day was watermelon farms. But the minute we got shamed for eating watermelons, we stopped. We stopped because we didn't want to be shamed when we was making all that money. So there's a lot of things we can blame on the white man. We can blame on this person and that person. But I would say a lot of our problem is us. And it's also the fact that we keep getting in bed with these Democrats.
I got to agree with her with the Democrats.
I agree with that. Especially the fact that we don't know who us is.
Yeah, we don't know who us is.
That.
There you go.
We don't know who us is. Like I be telling some of my white folk, my white Americans, y'all don't know who y'all is either. Y'all got some cosplayers in y'all race as well. You know what I mean? Stag in the building. What's going on? You
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you very well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It might have been something with the video.
I want to piggyback off what you said about the Democrat Party. They have Stockholm syndrome and that's serious. That's a very serious disorder because there's no way you've been crying about your reparations forever. And now you sitting out there protesting for 60 years, getting beat, burned. I mean, everything. And never once the Democrats had y'all out there protesting for your damn reparations. Never once. And I can't find a date, a time, or a place. Now they're out there for Somalians. So if they have Stockholm syndrome, something is wrong.
I'm gonna tell you what's wrong, but first I'm gonna let Stag say something.
All right, go ahead, Stag.
Go ahead, Stag.
Well, I'm with you. It's like a Stockholm syndrome, but I think that it's political ignorance. That's one. And number two is that because they're politically ignorant, they don't really know what's going on around them. Now, some of the stuff you can say is just common sense. Like I just was in a panel and they're talking about, reparations and stuff. Well, and about the bill, the HR 40 thing, well, they've been introducing that since the 80s. And they did nothing with it. It's still just a study. But when them people came over here, they didn't have to study nothing to hand them a bunch of money and resources that they told you they didn't have.
That's what
they told you they didn't have the money to fix your school. They didn't have the money to shelter homeless people that was on the street. They didn't have money to give you home loans that you didn't have to pay back. They didn't have money for your education. But these people came in and they magically found all of that and even to house them while your people slept on the streets. So
It's literally like they have more programs and more things for non-Americans than they do Americans. They make it, because I don't know about y'all, you know, I keep it real. I've been on them different things and stamps and this and that before, and I almost had to give everything but my right toe in order to qualify. And then to keep getting it, and to see that these people are just getting anything. And then I think I went on the Section 8 list, I think in 2001, and it's what, 2026, and I still ain't got called back. So I mean, of course I wouldn't be able to qualify now, but the point of the matter is, but these people got here and you gave them vouchers and gave them places to live immediately. And then if they didn't, I know, like in Chicago, they let them sleep in front of the police station. Well, but they moving our brothers and sisters as veterans under the bridge. That's Americans can't sleep there.
Right.
They brave helmets.
They came in with an 8
and everything.
They came in with an 820 credit score. They gave them loans. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. They have priority. The Somalis have priority for housing, and they are in 80% of the government housing. They gave and gave and gave to people who took and took and took, and then did undercover stuff to take even more. But we just trying to get some land. That was promised to us. First of all, it was promised to us. That's all we trying to get. And at this point, I'm over that. I'm over that, because it looks like we're not going to get it. So we need to figure out something else.
I ain't over it.
I ain't gonna cry over still reparations.
No,
it's not about hold on. It's not about reparations. It's about restitution.
Yes.
And that's why conversations like this is necessary, because there's really nobody on the Democrat side that's having these type of conversations about the fact that the Democrats really did rob our ancestors. I literally have the receipts
Look
of
at all
my
the things we invented didn't get paid for.
I literally have the receipts of my ancestors' banking account from the Freedmen's Bureau. I know that they were robbed by these people. The fact of the matter is that we don't have enough people who are willing to come together, and this is one of the things that really kind of be pissing me off about about our side. Is the moment that we talk about reparations, it's always somebody who's non-Black saying, "Well, why do we got to pay you? Why do we owe you anything?" And y'all know I'm telling the truth. And then, of course, we got also Black conservatives who also be like, "Well, you don't owe nobody owes you anything. You're not me. I'm one of them. No. Huh?
I'm one of them.
Well, that's fine. I feel that somebody does owe me something, because my grandmother, whose family had land from North Carolina to Mississippi, was forced off the land. The land was taken, and she died alone in a nursing home when she could have been on her family's land.
Yeah, just like my great grandmother in Georgia, Savannah, Georgia.
I still feel like we owe something. Huh?
Ours was lost technically, because, you know, I'm just being honest, we was the masters too, and I am a product of the
Black slave master. Yeah, so you gets nothing.
well, we had it up until now. We just didn't, and our family didn't know. It was 100 and almost 200 acres of land.
Damn.
And so we didn't know, and when we did find out, my uncle, like the youngest of my mother and them, he grabbed some stuff, but most of it was, was taxes. So they came in and bought the land for taxes and stuff, and then it was. Now I of course could go fight, because I am an heir, and you can prove that. But it's just interesting, because I do, and I went through the census and everything, and to see my, the people had what race you were and what this was happening, it was switching all up in order to fit the narrative. And then I do have some people that passed, and what I'm trying to say.
So at this point, I was going to say, at this point, I think it should be an individual thing, because you got all the documents, you can take it to court. But like she said, some of us can trace back to slave owners. Some of us, I have Native American in my ancestry. Some of them were slave owners. Some of them were slaves as well. But some of these white people out here are passing. They can trace back to slavery as well. So where do we draw the line? How do we to have a group? We also got all these tethers trying to tether to us to get reparations. So for me, Pretty, you definitely should take that to court and get what your people deserve. But I'm saying as a group right now, it's too muddy. The waters are too muddy.
But I feel, but this is my thing is I think that it's too muddy if individuals do it. We need I believe that Black Americans needed the National Black Caucus to do the right thing and make sure that it was happening. But they were siding with Africans who were trying
they're all immigrants.
They all
tethers.
But not all
they
of them,
tethers.
Only two.
Not all.
Only two of them.
Only two of them. But that's why we need conversations like this, because maybe if you all realize when you're talking about reparations, when you see Ayanla big milk dud head ass up there talking about reparations, you will see that they really the ones that's holding shit from you.
They are the ones.
Yeah.
I think that those like you, Pretty, if you got your documents and stuff, that the furthest up that you could probably go is the state, because slavery was a state thing. That wasn't a federal thing. That was a state thing, and everybody didn't participate. A small number of people participated in it. So I'm like, why should the whole country pay for what a small minority of people did, and specifically a party did? That's still reaping the benefits of that stuff. So that's what I would say.
Like the major Democratic states right now, like California and New York, they may not have. Well, people did leave and go there with their slaves, but they benefited because a lot of these big insurance companies that are big now, they were selling slave insurance in those states. So that's what Stag is saying is true. If you know you have a connect, your best bet is to go directly to the state, because the reality of it is the actual federal government never promised to make nobody whole. It was the different states that said, oh yeah, we know we was wrong. We're gonna promise you this 40 acres and a mule. And so it would be, I'm gonna say, easier and probably more to happen if you go directly to the state, because that's why most of the work that's been being done has been on the state level for places who did give. Because I feel like somewhere, I want to say Illinois did do something with reparations.
So with that being said, if that's the case, then what about the reclassification of Blacks from Indian? Because those treaties were meant for the Indians. But if they reclassified us and reclassified them as being the rightful heirs of that, then therefore it is a government thing. That's a nationwide thing. Those were treaties that were signed by the government in exchange for land, but they took it. So that's where the FBA movement, and we're going to talk about that as well. That is the thing. So I get exactly what you guys are saying, but it's so much bigger because of the reclassification.
But that's a different issue. That's something that you deal with the federal government. But the issue of slavery, that wasn't a federal government.
I'm because I know that all of us weren't slaves.
Right.
I know that there was a very small percentage of people who were slaves, but it's more so about the reclassification in the Jim Crow, and it's really more so what happened after. It's really about what happened after Go ahead.
Pretty, if you go and you look, I bet you during the time when whatever those laws or whatever was going on, I bet you it was Democrats in power that instituted.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So,
I feel that
and that is why I say to people, and that's why I say people who have these grievances need to get a class action suit and they need to go to the DNC. Because the other side tried to make things right. They tried to make people whole. They tried to include them in things, and I don't think that the whole country should suffer because Democrats was just
I agree with that. I agree with that, Stag. I honestly don't think that I don't think that it should be a check written. You know what I mean? I think that maybe assist with, I don't know, some schools, maybe some education.
But that's where it's not happening that, Pretty. That's why I didn't care about reparations. I figured that when I saw Black people finally getting in office, I said, okay, now we'll get better schools.
Yeah.
and then I started
Yeah.
seeing them building schools only for their children. And they take our tax dollars and make sure their kids got skills, while the Black American kids' schools are still garbage. They have nothing in their schools to grow up on. Nothing.
If it was up to me, I'd say just hit all the all the Democrats' pockets and all the rhinos' pockets, like Mitch McConnell.
That's what I said.
Let's hit their descendants.
But I said,
And I just think that that's what people haven't done is because, for one, it's hard to get Black Democrat supporters to understand that Democrats did this.
Right.
They always have these grievances. They want to talk about Jim Crow and redlining and this and that, but it all came from Democrats.
It was them.
So you got it right. Every grievance that you have in this country came from them, but that's who's supporting and stuff. And that's why I'm adamant about it. You're not getting $1 of my tax money to pay back nothing that I wasn't a part of. So you got an issue. These are the people that you need to talk to. The British Crown, the Spanish, the Portuguese, the DNC, and whatever African nation sold y'all or traded
Lulu, everybody.
But this who needs to pay.
Rockefeller.
It needs to be the Juice Box crew, the Little Hats, Spain, France, Africa,
Nigeria,
Ghana. And white people, we ain't leaving y'all out either. Y'all need to go after Europe, all of them, because they sent y'all asses over here and got mad because y'all seen these big, tall, brown, fine things. And y'all was
y'all noticed that.
You started feeling some type of way all in your little stomach and your little nether region.
But can I say this too? Because this is another part that gets twisted up in history. When they came over here, right?
Yeah.
This was British land. And just like other West, like some nations like Austria, they have indigenous people that live there, but the land in the text of who owned the land or had claim to it in the bigger, of nations, the British Crown had this land. This was their land. So when they came and sent them over here, it's just the indigenous people were here, but they didn't see it as their land because it belonged to the Crown. They sent them here on it. So that is still who you had a grievance with, right? If I send you somewhere and if I tell you go, you can stay in my house, go ahead and stay in my house and you get into somebody else there. You don't give a damn to somebody else if I told you that you can go stay there, right? They better come up with, y'all can make some rules or whatever to live together. But basically, that's still, and then if you get mad at me and you say, look, I'm not going to keep paying you rent and you ain't fixing nothing or doing anything, which is, the taxation without representation, and you decide that you're going to do whatever to take claim to that land, then that's yours.
Yeah.
It's yours. It don't matter to you who else is on the land. So to say that America owed indigenous people because they were already here, this is just me being honest. That's a beef between the British and like America when they took it from them, right? Britain took it from you, but the Americas took it from Britain.
Yeah. I love my white American people. I don't want y'all to have to go in y'all pockets for nobody.
I said that's our only allies right now, because the ones that's coming here is not our friends.
Hell no.
Okay.
Like, can you imagine like white Americans not realizing that y'all being cosplayed too?
Look, in New York City, Black America is going through Jim Crow right now as we speak. You can't go through certain neighborhoods. And these are immigrants now. You can't get no job, that they don't hire you. You can't go to the good schools they built with your own tax money.
They don't want you in their
store. They go rent to you. None of that. That's Jim Crow.
Yeah.
That's Jim Crow right there. So when they talk about white supremacy, I'll talk about Black supremacy, and I ain't talking about Black American people neither.
They classified as Caucasian, so it's still white supremacy.
Huh?
Because think about it, like white folks, y'all not white. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a caste system. It is pretty much what it is. And
in my community, these are the ones that's holding us back. They're the ones making decisions for our kids' future. They're the ones that get the funds for our kids to get better education and skills, but they don't give it to them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And black folks, man, like we don't know who black. Like we
don't-
got
exactly.
Right.
we got all
They
kinds of
put
people up there.
But they intended
everybody
it that
in with
way.
you.
They
They
did.
intended it
Yes.
that
They really
way. They
did,
wanted to
Thad.
throw everybody in a box of crayons together
Thank
that
you.
wasn't white, and y'all are just people of color.
Like
Right.
how do
Joy
you all
Reid.
feel? How do you all feel
Y'all
about
are just people of color.
so when it comes to like us not knowing who is who, I'm just kind of really wondering what's going to happen with this nurse out there in Virginia. Did you hear about that case?
No.
What?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, y'all. And if you're a mother, this gonna make y'all feel some type of way. So there is a nurse out there. I think her name, I gotta look up what her name is real fast, but she was arrested last year because she was working in a part of the hospital for the preemies. She was breaking these babies like legs and arms, like she was harming these babies.
Oh my God. I can't
And
listen.
she got arrested and they just released her like a couple of days ago. For like,
How
I
was
think
she?
she's like I think she
How
was
did she
going
get
on
out?
like a $20,000 bond. And they're talking about only giving her 3 years. So I'm just curious to know, where is the
Every parent needs
NAACP?
to sue her civilly
I
because they don't work for
swear.
black people. None of these groups work for black people, right?
None of
Even
them.
that fake
Look.
Black Panther that's out there.
They fake as
Right.
hell.
Oh boy.
None of them are pawns and
Yes.
They hijacking.
I don't
all
even
our
know what else
social
to call
programs.
them. They sent to be to keep black people moving a certain way,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Like, not to take away from that, but like with the Black Panther dude, he sent out there to act like this is what black people is doing, to get black people out there because y'all ain't coming out there to help them protest against ICE. That's
Hey,
what
he white,
his role
but he
is.
look Mexican
His
though.
role,
Desperate.
he could be, but his role. I sent you something that he a rapper. Snoop
Yeah, I
Dogg,
see,
all of them.
yeah,
He
I saw
already
it.
in there, right? So his goal is, because black people not getting out there, which is why they tried to invoke George Floyd. They tried to make black people do everything to make them think that this was about them and they need to come out and help, but they still wasn't coming. So now they're gonna send out this fake Black Panther, and that's supposed to bring. And that's all he is. Nobody pay attention to him. It just what do
Somebody
you
called
call
him
him?
Hector Newton.
Right, the NAACP, ACLU, Southern Law, Poverty Law, all of them are just organizations that work for the Democrats to
Humberto.
keep
Yes.
all of their
Brothers
BS
Liz,
going.
When
And
they
to make
Yes.
you think, when they come out as activists or file a lawsuit, to make you think that they're independent and they just agree and Democrats is right,
Yep,
or Republicans is wrong, and this and that's all it is. And to keep the racial division going.
they get paid to do that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree with that 100%. But yeah,
Like
I'm
you,
calling
they get
them-
paid millions.
So I wouldn't look for the NAACP on nothing unless they ready to spin a narrative on it.
so
Yep.
and we're gonna move to the next topic, which is gonna be the FBA movement and identity, since to kind of piggyback off of that. So when it comes to the FBA movement and how identity is being discussed in the Black community, do you believe that the movement is helpful or more harmful to the community? And what, if anything, should change moving forward? Start with you,
What
Melody.
exactly is the movement?
The FBA movement is a foundational Black Americans who are reclaiming their identity. We're currently in
Well, I know that. I'm saying what is happening? What is the mission? What is the movement?
The mission is to reclaim the identity, delineate from
separate
the tethers.
Mhm.
People
Yes.
Kind of
from other
classify Black
countries.
Americans from all these other people coming here
Yes.
with Black skin.
Yes.
I guess I'm asking okay, I actually know that, right? But I'm saying what is their plan? Like, how is this going to happen? What do they have? What proposal? What do they have in order to make it to where this can happen? I guess is what I'm saying. Or are we just getting together saying
No,
FBA?
it's a lot of it's a go ahead, Melody. You about to say something?
Well, yeah, it's that.
Yeah, go Melody.
Okay, we want people to stop filling out the applications for scholarship when it's not for them. Okay, those are for us. They will put down Black American on their application, knowing that they are not us. They put that down for jobs, apartments, stuff like that. And we don't want that anymore. We don't want that, because when they do that,
What I'm saying is, how are they planning to make this happen? Like, what
It's
else?
already
You know,
happening.
because we have legislators, like how
Right.
we became African American because Jesse Jackson them pushed it.
Jesse
So,
Jack- right.
like, what is their plan to get into legislation so that we can have this space and somehow control whether or not people who are tethers or immigrants or this and that cannot check
Right, I
this
understand
box?
what you're saying because I don't know, but that's what I'm just giving you the rundown on what it's about. Where these
Right.
people are doing this, I don't know how they're going to stop it. I don't. I wish I do.
Well, honestly, the FBA movement, I mean, what a lot of people they don't know is it actually comes from the ADOS. What is that?
ADOS, yeah.
ADOS.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
ADOS.
ADOS.
Yeah, she jumped. See, don't nobody want to give her help for her flowers, but it really started with her. And
Yeah.
you know, Tariq Nasheed, God bless his heart, he has his thing. He's the one who trademarked it. He's the one who owns the FBA. And I think that he has been putting in a lot of work when it comes to it. There are certain organizations right now that are working on bringing legislation to have us classified properly. In my opinion, I love the FBA. I rock with FBA. I want to get away from black. I just want to get away from being black. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I feel like being considered black, and it really was holding us back from just being.
Yeah, it's doing the same thing we
myself an
saying we're
American.
trying not to do. Like, why we just can't be foundational Americans?
That's it.
You know,
Right.
And
Hello.
that be because when we do that, we differentiating and allowing the separation again. You know what I'm saying? Which is what they want. You look at us and know we quote unquote black.
Exactly.
So we don't have to have. I feel like it should be a foundational Americans period, and that's going to be the indigenous people. That's going to be whatever whites who were actually here at the time of the signing of the Constitution, and then all these other people who came after. They be whatever the hell they are.
You know what I think? I think that if white people was to really like go back that far into their lineage, they'll find out that they actually got more black in their blood than. Because man, I had a lot of Scottish, Irish. I don't know a single person.
Actually, this one guy came up on the panel. He's like clear lily white, and he said he went and looked back, and he was like, I think like it wasn't even two like great grandma or grandfather. Somebody was, black. Like he was so shocked to see. I'm like, I don't know why we make everything. I mean,
They've been in the bushes.
Right.
You know they've been hiding in the bushes, girl, back in the day.
The Monap, the Modap.
Okay.
And Vanilla, girl, they was getting that chocolate.
Like seriously, like it was so much mixing that was going on. I was on the National Archive and just looking up some stuff on my little late night thing that I be doing when I should be asleep. And I came across an article about Mexico, actually. In Mexico, when the French and the Europeans came over there, they didn't like the fact that it was so many indigenous people mixing, with Chinese people, Asian people, white people. So they was like, it just seems like there's way too many dark people here in Mexico. So they literally had this man bring people from Germany to come to Mexico and populate it.
Unbelievable.
So to make them whiter. It's crazy. Like that's what I'm saying. Like they purposely wanted to remove like any color from, like they didn't want us to be, they just wanted us to work. That's it. They didn't want no tawny people. They didn't want no brown people. But the people that was coming over here, they was just like, shit, we cool with them. We like them. And they was like, nah, you gonna if you stop liking them, then we gonna give you a little bit of land, and we gonna give you we gonna make y'all police officers. We gonna make you $5 Indians. So you know what I mean? Like I think that if white folks look back further enough, they'll find out like y'all really like low key us too. Like we family. Real talk. Now I don't know about these new motherfuckers. I'm sorry, but you can't sit with us. You can, but not all the time. We gotta watch.
What's weird is that when I went down through my ancestry, and it goes, I went back as far as 1710 in this country. There is not one so-called, what they call Black person in my family tree.
Mm.
What you mean?
One, they native, French, Creole. That's it. That's what's there. Spanish, Mexican, nothing African or none of that. Eskimo.
That's that you did your genealogy. Yeah, you showed me.
No, I follow back my family tree. I followed all the way back.
Somebody said the whole land, the whole stolen land wasn't about race. It was more about humans stealing from other humans. It was
It was a money bag. I'm telling you, it was a money bag.
Period.
It was about humans stealing from humans. But when you go on four corners of the world and you notice that the indigenous people of damn near every country was once looking like Black and they no longer are there, it definitely was about race, because at one point white people were slaves and they didn't want that shit to happen again. It was like, oh,
And that's
fuck
what I
that.
say. It's like just as early as my great grandmother was full blood native Chickasaw. Darkest skin you could see, in long hair. So that's where the dark skin comes in, is the native.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing from Africa.
And then they wasn't even called Indian. They only called them Indians because when Christopher Columbus came over here, he thought he was in Asia.
Right. He thought he was in India.
Mm-hmm.
You going around pretty and asking everybody about the FBAs, or just jump in?
Okay, but wait a minute. I could come back if I want, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be here until everybody be like, I'm done. It was gonna be.
I gotta go pick up my gate in front of the house.
Well, Nikhil, what you think? Go ahead. You come back in. Nikhil, what you think about the FBA?
I love it.
You like. Yeah, I know you. I know. I already know.
I love it. I love it. So here's the thing. We are foundational to this country. I am sick of Democrats just throwing everybody with some skin color all in one box. That is not fair to us. I am an American. I was here. My people was here. Their people was here at the founding of this country and before, if we really want to be honest. So I love that we are delineating. I do not want to be thrown in that box, because then you forget about us. You forget about the things you promised us. You forget about the fact that it was our civil rights movement. It was our birthright citizenship, all of that. And then you throw all these people in and they get a little piece of the pie too, which leaves nothing left for us. So yeah, I'm very, very happy about it. And so now they're talking about changing the name from, you said from Black, they're changing the name to Solan, which is SOULAAN. The first word soul, then the other two words are American autochronic, I believe I want to say. Somebody can look that up for me. But it means that you were here. This is your country. You were here. And then the N stands for nation. So I like that idea of being called Solan or Solani. I prefer to just be called American, period. I don't need a whole bunch of extra titles, but if you want to give me one, I like that one. I don't want to be called Black, because that's just throwing everybody in the box. I'm brown. Yellow, if you want to call me that, red bone, whatever you want to call me. But the crayon thing is old. I'm tired of that. You Black, you white, you yellow, you get over that. If you want to call me a certain name, I'll take Solani.
And what's crazy is it gets so bad even amongst us, because then we think we have the audacity to take each other's blackness back. Like, you ain't Black if you say something opposite or your thought process is different from them. That's why I don't like it, the label, period, because you people think they have the ability to give it to you and take it away. And I've been this looking like this. I mean, I got old and look gray, but I've been the same thing since I came out of my mama's womb. Nobody's gonna be able to take that away. So I feel like if we did not allow ourselves, if we just was American, if we just then that all that weaponizing of titles wouldn't even be able to be there either, because that's basically what they
Right.
do.
I agree with that. I can't stand the titles. Me personally, I don't like the titles. I don't like the statistics. I think the statistics are so flawed. I do not believe. Y'all don't find it weird that we've been 13% for so long? Don't get me wrong. Yeah, we got violence going on in the community, but we all ain't like that. You know
Abortion.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but white folks and Hispanic folks, and so do Africans, be getting abortions too.
Well, them Africans counting in your 13%.
That's why. There you go. That's why delineation is important, because a lot of their numbers is combining with ours. Single motherhood, they got a whole area in Kentucky full of Africans where it's over 80% of single mothers in that community.
Yeah.
80%. And then there's so many small little subgroups. There's a small subgroup. I can't think of is it Eritrean or Eritrean or
Eritrean? Eritrean?
Yeah, they claim black too.
Yeah, well, because
everybody claiming black.
They are from Africa.
But that's the thing, though. You know black when you over there.
Yeah.
So why come here and try to say that you black now?
You know black until it's time to tether.
Yeah, everybody want to be
until you need something.
Want to be a nigga. Like Paul,
right. The benefits of being black. Being black don't come with benefits in their country. You do here. You get to go to school for free. You can get different loans. You can get all kind of stuff just for checking that box black.
That box about to go away, come to census, because now you're gonna have to check whether or not you're African or you're from here, you're from there, you're from there. So they listening to us, and they seeing kind of what's going on. And it's not to create any type of separatism. It's just because our culture has been robbed of their identity. Our culture has been robbed of our identity. What'd you say?
Don't apologize for saying that you want to be separate. It is to create separatism. That's specifically what it's for. We want to separate from them. Don't apologize for it.
I want to separate from them. I'm not talking about other Americans. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. Like,
okay.
I want to separate from them. And it's not even me to separate from them to hate y'all. I don't hate.
No.
It ain't even that. Why not just be American? Period. Why do you need to know what color you are on whatever it is?
It's his
exactly.
I mean, it'd be great if that's really what it was, but they ain't reinventing the wheel no time soon.
Right. Hopefully we'll get there one day where we could just be Americans, because that's where I would prefer to be.
I know.
But in the meantime, since they're going to separate us, well, then separate us in the right way.
The Democrats would never allow you to be just Americans, because then they would not have nothing to pull your heartstrings with.
This is all they want. It really is. And
actually,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, actually, I don't check those boxes, and I haven't for years, many years. I put other, and I write, if it's a line, I put American. If there isn't any, I just don't answer the box because it don't fit me. That's it. They don't get to label me. I label me.
Meso Corny, this was about to trip you off. Meso Corny said racism is culture. You would never see 2-3-year-old kids care about color. It's instilled in them. And I 100% agree. I just did a video on, it's this lady that I follow on here. Her name is Dr. Dav. And I've been doing a lot of reactions to her videos. She
the girl that does the conservatives versus liberals and the this and that.
Yes, I love I used to watch I used to watch Jubilee a lot. Yeah, so she I'm gonna support the sister. You know what I mean? And I like what she's doing out here. She had one called "If White Women Were Honest," and she had another one called "If Black Women Were Honest."
And they had the mask on.
They had the mask on. There was a white lady on that, If White Women Were Honest, that said that when she was a child, she got picked up by a black person and she kept rubbing their hands because she thought that they were dirty. And
Mm.
I mean, I can see that she a child.
But
Right.
Right.
nah, man.
Yeah,
I,
a child.
my friend, like I've been around like white kids, you know what I mean, white babies. I don't get nothing but smiles, giggles, and laughs. Like I've never seen no white toddler take my hand and be like, "Oh my God, you're dirty. You have mud on your hand." So it's definitely something she learned and picked up from somebody that was around her. Because if we all know that we could be around somebody and we could look at them different, we might stare at them, but like people are teaching their kids racism.
No, if she never been around a black person or somebody with dark skin, so she didn't see that. And in a child's mind, they don't have that concept of race and color. Then that's what a child would think, that you may be dirty. Because I'm gonna tell you this, my younger brother, when he was a toddler, you know, in our families we have all kind of different colors, right?
Mm-hmm.
His grandmother on his father's side is dark skinned. His grandmother on his mother's side is light skinned. And when he's calling people, he's called the grandmother who's dark skinned, his black grandma, and the other one his white grandma, because his only concept is just color, period. Not ethnicity. So he's calling, and then we teasing and we're like, okay, so what color is she? He calls some of us brown. He calls some of us black. He calls some of us white. That's what he sees. The really light-skinned ones, and we call them white. That's just children. They have no way of articulating what it is that they see. And if they see somebody, especially you don't know, they might have been ashy. Ashy skin can look dirty. Could look dusty.
And this is true.
It can look dusty and probably was like thinking that you because they haven't seen dark skin. I've heard that when people go to Asian countries, they are amazed to see black people because they've never seen a black person. So they might want to come up and touch your hair and look at you like they've never seen a black person. That's not. I think it's just innocent.
I get what you're saying, pretty, but at the same time, I also do understand, like, if they've never been told anything about the different race, and then you do see something different, like you're going to wonder why. Like I've had black kids ask white kids, like, why you look like, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't know. If you've never heard it, if you never, nobody's ever said anything, everybody you see is literally white. And now here comes somebody that's you just like, well, wow, they look, you know, and the first thing you would think is because when you get dirty, you get dark, right? You get dirt is dark. And so I could see it as a kid, a simple mind, like being simple. And I wouldn't think nothing more.
Well, she revealed a lot more throughout the course of
what
it.
What else she say? You look at me. What else she say?
Well, I found it because I was just, I don't know, it kind of like set the stage on how I was gonna view her the rest of the interview.
I'm just about to say,
you know what I'm saying? Because I was just like, dirty. Hold on, bitch.
Right. Ain't nobody dirty.
Ain't nobody dirty, because I mean, like I have a auntie. She's no longer with us, but she was like white in my eyes. Like I thought she was white. Like she was lighter. She was lighter than the kid. No, she looked like a white woman. She had white woman hair.
The kid tan.
Yeah, the kid tan.
Thank you.
Now what's funny is my little cousin is Nakia's skin tone, right? And we used to be saying, oh, because we black, you black. He's like, I ain't black, I'm beige. And he would be mad. He would constantly always say he beige. He did not want you to. And I was like, well, technically, I guess, like you said, with color, he's seeing beige. It ain't black. That's
Yes.
So
yes.
I love
so where I am, yes, where I am right now, they don't I'm out the country, by the way.
We don't need you bragging, ma'am. We don't, ma'am. We do not need your bragging.
No,
we stuck in
what
America.
I'm saying right now, okay?
We in America.
For a long time? Or how long you out the country?
I'm just playing the kid.
For a couple months. Yeah, for a couple months.
Look, I was afraid you get out the country because them scholars.
Yes, they was coming at me. Yes, they were.
Your ass,
they was.
Your ass. Look, listen. Me
I ain't
and
never seen
Food.
stuff like that in my life.
Me and Food, we was trying to get the real Black Panthers to come out.
where was they? Wasn't coming for me. They wasn't coming to protect me. They came for Renee Good. Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
That's how
that
you know
part.
they fake.
But I was gonna say,
Right.
yeah, exactly. Come and protect me, bruh. But where I am right now, they don't differentiate by color, and there's a lot of different spectrums of color here. There's dark, 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 and then there's light, 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 and in between. But I remember one time I said I was black, and one of the locals was like, "No, you are yellow," and I was so mad. I was so mad because
Janet,
in
Renee
Black
don't get no
America,
love. Renee ain't getting no love in this panel, ma'am. I'm sorry.
who's your name?
Renee
And see,
Good
and
ain't Renee Good ain't
and
getting no
that
love
right
over
there,
here.
that right there about them hijacking your stuff. Now we saying her
Right.
name. When we was saying her, they
Right.
started saying it was Sandra Bland or Breonna Taylor or say his name. We ain't said a
Nobody's
name
saying
of
that half a
somebody that
name.
ain't anyway. But
Don't worry
that
about
is
it.
exactly, they are creating this thing that they create, like Stag said, every election year they create this.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yep.
said, they said, "Are you racist?" Yeah, against bots, which is why I'm about to block your ass. Ban, bye.
But that's
Right.
what it is, because during
Right.
this time of the year, because we got primaries to be starting in, I want to say April, right? They would have your typical officer shooting out there to rile up the black people, and they'd be ready to protest somewhere, demanding some body cam footage, getting everybody all riled up over it, and riding that on into the midterms. But funny enough, now we are into ICE season, and now it's no longer about black people and police. Now the new enemy is ICE and illegals. That's
Hello.
the whole thing, getting everybody riled up for that
Hello.
cause. And I keep
Don't
telling
forget
everybody, brown is the new black. And so Democrats have moved on from black people, and they want you to get on the immigrant bandwagon, because Joe Biden told you y'all need to learn to work with them, because they make up a bigger majority than y'all do.
Mhm.
Not for long.
So-
They gonna start getting hit
Hello.
by black folks gonna start combining with them. So really, truthfully, the biggest issue, really, honestly, is the fact that like this ICE situation, and this Renee Good, and they went to Florida and tried to pull that shit and got hit in the face by one of these ICE agencies. They gonna take you out in Florida. DeSantis ain't playing with them.
In Texas too.
Yep.
But that's the thing, is they
Right.
haven't seen, like how you asked,
Right.
how is it that they are how they falling for all the stuff, the black people, they haven't realized it's the same playbook. They've just switched the characters. They're running the same exact game that they run using black people, but now they've just replaced y'all black people with illegals. It's the same thing, and they're gonna try to ride this all the way out to the midterm.
Y'all better walk away from them, because really, like the black demographics, no matter how much they can't really stand our asses, they need our asses to remain in power. And because it did not work, because Kamala didn't win, they would have just really been able to replace the black vote altogether. But because she did not win, they're having a temper tantrum. And they're just trying to make everybody else as miserable as possible because they had a temper tantrum. Now they're doing little nitpicking things at black people. They had African drums outside to conjure black people out while they were arrested.
We was gonna come follow the drinking gourd.
They had African bongos outside. Who bought those there?
Right.
Don't forget how they kept trying to say it was just like George Floyd, and oh my gosh, and they were just trying to get black people to come out. They was trying to get y'all to come out.
Right.
This another thing they got going
They
on.
say her name. Ain't that a Black Lives Matter
Say
thing?
her name.
That was my point. It's like now they saying that. I'm like, yeah.
It ain't no different than how they took woke though.
Anyway, they was in the church saying, "Hands up, don't shoot."
Was they in that church saying that?
Yeah.
These people.
Ain't that crazy?
They used,
But
let
you
me
know
see,
what's
they
up?
didn't use, to conjure these folks out, they didn't use African drums, They use the Black Panther Party. They now using hoodoo. They saying that white conservative when white witches on Micah's side is doing hoodoo, which you're not supposed to do, which is so not
No.
true.
It's so
And
not true.
it's so not true because I'm just like, y'all know y'all the only ones that's been using witchcraft against us. But see, you don't know that we got too many anointed people on our side. First of all, our president is anointed. Y'all got all kinds of little voodoo dolls that y'all poking. Do you know it's not working? Why? Because we pray over our president.
Yeah.
How about those kids that got killed by gangs? Which ones? Ronald?
Yeah, which children, Ronald? Because kids are baby goats. I don't know no kids.
Yeah, which ones?
Yeah, where was the Black Panthers when that little black girl got ran over by that illegal? Where was the Black Panthers there?
Or the only say her name we need to be talking about is Miss Dakara Thompson. Okay.
That was literally killed by a legal immigrant from Venezuela or Guatemala.
It's like everything just kind of like flowing in so good because I was literally about to talk about that because we're going to talk about leadership and institutions. We already touched bases on NAACP. So I really want to know, where do you think these organizations like the NAACP, the Black Caucus, and other legacy groups fall? Like, where do they fall short and why? What are they not providing that Black Americans are still looking for? Let's start with you, Stag.
They don't work for Black Americans.
Right.
That's the thing, that people keep looking for these groups and organizations to do something. You know, Pretty, I sent it to you, the American Negro problem. Didn't you read that? Remember how they had planned on bringing the getting with the grievances of Black, and they were going to use it through labor unions and all of, and that is what they have done. That is what none of those organizations work for Black people.
They don't.
No, they don't.
I don't care what their name is. I call them the National Association of Always Complaining People, but that's just me.
Man, you ain't lying.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Go ahead, Nakia. What you think? What you think?
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, there's a lot of tethers. Let's start there. They definitely ain't working for us. They work for the Democrat Party. I'm gonna call them the National Organization for Democrats, more than colored people. All of these people are like, they not thinking about us. They not thinking about us. They thinking about our votes, but they also thinking about their pockets. These are people who aren't even working for Americans as a whole. They thinking about their pockets. They all shiesty. They need to be up in a pulpit somewhere. Did y'all see the Drewski?
Man, listen. That was the funniest shit.
I said, all the hit dogs hollering and mad.
All of them.
Y'all know good and well that was a great example of some pastors and some churches. If that ain't you, if that ain't your church, ain't no need for you.
That's exactly what they act like.
He wasn't making a mockery of God. He was making a joke out of, or a skit or whatever out of
what's
what
real
he sees and what we see in church, in some churches. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I agree.
And these are the people in these organizations. That's exactly what they're doing. They have a pulpit, and and you notice all of them talk with the cadence of how to get the Black people to. They're preachers. They're just preachers in another building.
You better thank a union worker for.
You better thank a union worker.
You better thank.
Exactly.
But that's because the Black people.
So I don't trust none of them.
They don't listen to actually what is being said. They listen to the cadence, the excitement, the emotion. They don't really be listening.
They
to what
look
these
at the
people be
face
saying.
of the person saying it too, the skin tone.
Yeah, but it's the emotion. That's why they talk to them like that, because because we be like, are y'all listening? Like the way that they like listening to Jasmine Crockett. That lady is an idiot. She said nothing profound, smart,
not
anything, but they swear she be, girl. They swear she be saying some stuff. Okay.
Yes.
They don't listen. That's why they talk to them like that, because the cadence makes them think that they really saying something important. That's it.
So let's
But
be
can
honest.
we
What you
blame them
think?
though?
What you think, girl?
Well, I think that they are just a play. Well, I can say this: say the NAACP, or they do give money to children, like kids get scholarships and something, right? Black children. I will say that one good thing that I feel like they do. But all of those others, they really just a place for people to have a job at, and
Yeah.
to keep the racial separation at the forefront, because they don't show up when it's important. I feel like they only show up for people on a certain side of the aisle. And if you're for the advancement of the people, like you say, it shouldn't matter what side of the aisle they're on. But if you ain't in the same, indoctrinated to the same political beliefs that these organizations are, they don't give two boo-boos about you. So I think that their name should be changed, or they should just say of the Democratic Party or something, put it behind it.
Yes, I
so that
agree.
so that it suits what their
Then they couldn't
quote
deceive.
unquote mission is.
Mm-hmm.
Then they couldn't
Mm-hmm.
deceive people into thinking that they
Exactly.
really care.
What you say, Stag?
I said, then they couldn't deceive people into thinking they care or have
Yeah.
some authority. That's why you're supposed to listen, because they're supposed to fight for in their thing for everybody. You're not supposed to know they only care about Democrat interests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not part of the game. You ain't supposed to know that.
But
You
that's
gotta keep
retarded. That's
pretending that they
retarded
were
for us. I
following.
ain't supposed to say that, but that's crazy for us not to know. Like, I don't. That's why I be saying, like, something is wrong. Like, I feel like
I'm about to tell
I
you.
always
Wow.
tell Stag that movie. Y'all know what movie I'm talking about? It's,
They live.
I want to say it happened in was it Tales from the Hood, when they was kidnapping the people and trying to reprogram them, because and they had them in there.
Manchurian candidate.
No, it was a black. It was a black spoof kind of thing. It was, and they was bringing them in.
It was
It was only black people, and they was bringing
Was it
them in.
recent?
I see it too.
No, it's
I see it
it's
too.
older. Yeah, you know,
Okay.
and
I see it
they
too.
had
I
them in a
see it
room,
too.
and they put blind. They be like,
Something
"You are
drop.
not."
Something
What
drop.
was it?
Something drop. I forget the name of it. Something drop. It was one of them Wayans brothers. Not Wayans. Is it the Wayans
Yeah, but
brothers? One of
I
their
want to
movies
say it was
Oh, y'all gotta let me
Robert
with
know
Robert
about
Townsend.
it.
Townsend.
Robert Town.
It's
It was
called.
one,
I'm gonna
but
look
they
it
was
up
like,
right now. Hold on. I'm gonna look it
yeah,
up.
they put them in. It was all black people who you feel like they've been, turned, and now they think they, white, or they this and that, and they would put them in there, and they showed them images of what was happening to us in the history of the time, and they was yelling, "You are not what," like it was funny, but if you get what the point was, they literally were trying to deprogram their minds from where it was. I be wanting to do that to all these Democrats. I really do, because I'm like, there is nowhere in the world I feel like you're intelligent. Like some people, I really do. It's no way you're watching that or watching her. I'm going to say Jasmine, for example. It's no way you're watching her and hear anything of substance, or anything that
Right.
says intelligence, or anything that says real.
Yeah.
Like even when did you see when she was in the committee meeting and she started
Started
crying
crying.
not crying. She started not crying for Renee's daughter, when it's a son that they were supposed to be dropping. And then 2 seconds later, she was back, and right back into her caricature. Yeah, and I'm like, how can, like, there's no way I could watch her unless I'm slow. Like, I would have to be slow to truly feel like she was real.
The Bible truth being told,
Yeah.
this from the comments, says our people are still looking for an identity and acceptance. They don't know who they are. Not only that, I'm gonna tell you right now, and now Nakia, that's why I be sending you them videos, because I'm like, you remember I was telling y'all this. They got a spell.
I got it.
It's a spell. They have
I
these
got
folks
it.
under
Yes.
What is
spell,
this that? Because
man.
now you're
It
gonna
was
make me go
called
watch
Drop Squad.
Okay, I'm
Drop
gonna need.
Squad.
That's kind of sound like they clone Tyrone a little bit. That's what I
Yeah,
thought
but
it
this was
was.
That's the one I was
Hubert
thinking of.
Jameson Jr., who is Eric LaSalle, is an ambitious advertising executive. Despite his personal feelings, he uses offensive racial imagery in order to sell products like friend chicken and malt liquor to the African American
Yeah, that's what it was.
community. So they would kidnap black people and then try to do this reprogramming of them because they thought that they was, trying to be white or
Yep.
yeah. So he was in advertisement and using these images. So they kidnapped him and had him, and they're trying to deprogram him.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look
Called
into
Drop
that.
Squad.
I'm writing because I'm writing because I want to watch it again. And it's funny because that's what I say about I was in the cage, but my mind was never in the cage because I know I was young.
Oh, it's on Tubi.
Good. I was young and I know what I was thinking at the time. I should not have been thinking of the concept of what this was about, right? It was supposed to be in a sense funny, kind of like what just came out with Michael B. Jordan, Sinners.
Yeah,
like people didn't get what it was really showing, what it was really about, right? A lot of people just was watching. Oh my God. Oh, okay, they was vampire. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but we know there are some minds that just don't have the ability to look a little deeper into the message in things. They just thought that was cool that the people was becoming vampire. You know what I'm saying? And it's just people's minds are just different. I mean, I guess we couldn't all be smart. I'm just like,
no, because but it also has a lot to do with what you expose yourself to. Because we're in an era right now where predictive programming is so accessible. It's so accessible. It's so easy for them to program us to think a specific type of way. But I personally believe that a big destiny swap took place in America when it comes, and I believe that it happened at the hands of the Democrat Party. I'm going to tell you what I mean. We already talked about the whole reclassification process. That's one thing. So you destiny swapped in an effort to allow certain people to get land that was actually owned to certain people. But because you switched their races, that's a destiny swap. Then another destiny swap is when you had a lot of our political leaders that we were following telling us that we were from Africa. You had people like Marcus Garvey saying we were from Africa.
Right.
W.E. Du Bois saying that you're from Africa. Books that were structured for us to read saying that we were from Africa. So we traded places and making it seem as if Africa is our home. That is our motherland. When honestly, we have more pyramids in America than Africa does. And at one point, there was no such thing as Africa. Africa is a very new term made for that landmass. So that's a destiny swap, because now you got people, when they look at us, they automatically say, oh, well, you're an African. Nothing's wrong with being an African, but don't say that you know who I am when you absolutely don't.
Right.
Can I tell you why they do that, though?
Right.
They did that because, again, it's another way to weaponize Black people. If you don't feel like this is your home, you're more apt to not care what happens to it. You're not going to fight for it, and you don't care who comes in and disrespects it. So, and another part of that is these other people come in, they feel like they can disrespect us here because they don't see us as Americans. They think that we came from somewhere else and we don't even know where we came from. Because Maga Sacred said it on my live, and he said, because you wouldn't go to China and disrespect the Chinamen. You wouldn't go to any other country and disrespect the people there, but they disrespect us here in our home because they don't believe that we're from here. That's why they don't respect us here as Americans.
And then to say that we don't have any culture while emulating our culture, while making money off of our culture, while being involved in our culture, it's the like the biggest slap in the face ever. And we hear it from not only just, like, I feel like we have more issues with people that we thought we were cool with than anything. Yeah. And it really started because of this election. This election, Trump had to win. I'm telling you, he had to win because it allowed us to see who our enemies are and who our allies are. And truthfully, in my opinion, I feel like that Americans are our allies. Black Americans, white Americans, Asian Americans, Hispanic Americans, those are our allies. If you ain't in that little, if you ain't American, meaning you ain't got 4, 5, 6, 7 generations in this country, we got to side eye you. Because how do we know that you ain't part of the? Excuse me, this is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know if they're gonna take my shit down. But how we know that your ancestors ain't one of them Cabbage Patch babies?
Pretty, you be too deep. You be
I
too
know,
deep.
God. I don't mean it to be.
Mhm.
And you say y'all know what I'm talking about. How do we know that
Last
your
created baby.
people? How we know that your people
Yes.
ain't went on that Midwest train? You know what I'm saying? So it's like we need to only rock
Mm-hmm.
to see the people who got it. What's your lineage?
Mm-hmm.
What's your lineage, child?
Yes.
Because I know if you've been
What's
here
your
long
lineage?
enough. I know if you've been here long enough, you mixed in with us.
Right.
So
Exactly.
that's why I
That
believe that
part.
Trump needed to be here.
That part.
And people can say what they wanted to say. Trump needed to win. Because if he didn't win, we would have still been walking around this bitch looking like the Walking Dead. The Walking Dead would have happened in America.
Look,
Okay.
I think about it all. I felt like it was ordained for him to win. Like
Yeah.
I knew, like in my
For
spirit,
sure.
in my gut, in my everything, that was he was supposed to be our president. But I'm not gonna lie and say that, like, I don't sometimes think about, especially like now, like just watching the actions of people, even seeing what's going on with Tim Walz and just all these things. I'd be like, oh my God, we dodged. Like, just even what's going on with, like, what was
Come
going on in
on.
Venezuela, like all of these
Dodged
things,
a
like
whole bullet.
that woman would not have been able to do this stuff. We would have been in the same position, same condition, and looking even more feeble to the other countries of the world,
Yeah.
because
Facts.
Joe Biden's sleep was still, I feel, better than her quote unquote awake and the capability. It's just, I don't. She would have, and then what I'm, well, not fearful of, but what I do think about is, because she wouldn't have really been the president. It would have been
No.
whoever was trying to make sure that she got in there.
Yes.
I don't believe that they were for
Pulling
the
strings.
benefit
It would have
of
been
America.
it
Yeah.
would have been an auto
It would have
pen.
been another Joe Biden.
It would have been
Where
another auto
he'd have been
pen.
the face, but other people would have been running the administration.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which I think is
Yes.
people just knowing the back, like the study that I've done on her and just her whole, like, I don't know. We saying that, but we don't know if them people is people really in the White House. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, or even in this country. Like,
Stag knows. Me and Stag, look, Stag, we know that the president really is just the general manager of McDonald's. It's so much stuff that's going on behind
Okay.
the scenes.
mm-hmm.
The thing is they want Trump to be
Right.
the president of McDonald's. They want him to be the man, but he can't. You can't put him in that box. He's too big.
Right.
You're talking about
Right.
a boss. This is a boss. This is a man who's been a boss for years and years and
Yeah.
years and years and years. When he walks into a room, he commands attention. And then on top of that, his kids are all from good stock.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. They want to try to put Trump in the box, and yeah, it'd be certain things that Trump do that I do. You know that, Nakia. It's certain things that I do that I'm not okay with, but that's just me holding accountable. That's me holding him accountable. It's not me saying I regret my
Right.
vote at
Because
all.
he ain't
Are
perfect.
you okay with everything you've done all your whole life? I know.
Exactly.
Shit.
I'm not. I don't have no regrets. It was
No.
fun while I did
think
it.
it's like how
Right.
you said they want him to be the manager of McDonald's, but he like, okay, but now we're gonna take over Burger King and we're gonna absorb KFC and we gonna run all of this.
We
We're
might
going
go
to serve
get
steak.
man. We're gonna serve steak and all of that. So yeah, I think
Right.
that they want to put him in a box. They want him to be presidential, but he's a New Yorker and he's from America. You can't, and he's a billionaire. He's going to
Mhm.
he's going to be examples of all of those things. I think that truthfully, I think that Democrats are jealous of him. They can't do it how he do it.
They mad because when he decided to take this step to run for president, he chose to do it and not be a part of them. And they don't like
Yes.
that, because
I'm
he
gonna
had
go even
Yes.
deeper.
quote unquote been a Democrat, quote unquote supported the Democrat Party. And we know they're sore losers, they're children, and they're liars. And so they are doing what those people do, throw temper tantrums. and they are mad at him, and they know that nobody can truly control him either. So that's another reason why they're upset, because if they had somebody like that in office, they wanted him to be on their side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go even deeper.
Go ahead.
I think that the issue is that he understands that previous to him, every leader, Democrat and Republican, was leading this country in the wrong direction and not helping the country to live up to its true potential because they were globalists. So the plan of the globalists is the destruction of America because they can't have a one world government as long as they're sovereign nations. So all of the things that they were doing was chipping away at our sovereignty, our wealth, and one of the things that happened when he won the first time, because he had reversed a lot of their gains over the last few decades, with Joe Biden's win, they played catch up because they had a plan. It was supposed to be done by 2021. They had to move it to 2030, and then they had to play catch up. Plus, that's why it made it so noticeable, the crazy stuff that they were doing that didn't benefit us as a nation. So now Trump is back in there, and he's making the moves that bring us back wealth, show our global dominance, put us back as the head of everything, because America put the bill for a lot of stuff in the world.
Yeah.
So if we put in the bill, everybody in our pocket, and we putting up all of the military might, then we get to call the shots.
Yeah.
We get to say how stuff move. And all of these decades, we've been fighting for borders over in Europe, in the Middle East, and all of these other places, and neglecting our own national security when it comes to this whole Western Hemisphere, right?
Yeah.
Where they were allowing our enemies to move right into our backyard and not even letting American people be aware of it. Or even if they were aware of it, they weren't thinking enough to know what that could mean in a few years, or even 10 to 15 years, once the global things shift and we are weaker because of the moves that these other presidents made that were weakening us, to make us even more susceptible and easy to be conquered by other nations, because they would have let them. So
I was on in a panel or whatever today, and what it is they don't understand that they look like, people are so naive. They look at it like us showing authority is us bullying, as if there are not other countries that if we did not show we weren't soft, they would come and try to do the same thing that you feel like we're doing to other people to us. The difference is, and I said this to this guy, the difference is those countries are generally communist countries. If at least if we, come in and help somebody or do whatever, we are not trying to take away their democracy. We are saying, but we need to be over here because we need to watch and make sure that y'all don't allow people who ain't gonna be for the good of everybody to come around. And these people, like a lot of these Democrats, think that they're saying, oh, we so I'm saying, not understanding that. No, I'm like, everything in this country, every has been conquered. I mean, how? That's how it is what it is. Why do you think? Look at what's going on with Russia and Ukraine right now, period. That is a sign of big thinking they could take little, So what do you think would happen over here with us? And we got all this stuff we got going on if we were not flexing our muscle.
Right.
And not just that, but like, again, everybody on this Western Hemisphere is safe because of the blanket of security that America provides, right? They're not going to come here because America provides that security. So what if we get some oil from another country for it? So what if we get some of their natural resources? Because, again, everybody eat off of America. Everybody does. So God forbid we get something in return. Because, I used to say all the time, when America is standing around with her pockets turned inside out with nothing but lint, who gonna give us a check?
Nobody.
Right. So for all of the trillions of dollars that we spend out in the rest of the world, if we need something, I think that we should be able to get it. And if you're not gonna give it to us, like with this whole situation with Greenland, we secured Greenland. We secure all of this. Denmark can't defend Greenland if something happens. NATO can't defend them without us. So if we say that this is what it takes to secure this Western Hemisphere and a little bit of the European nations, I think y'all need to sit down and let us handle this.
Mm-hmm. Laquana said, "Just be careful of them Hebrew." So we we know that I know that the kid got to bounce up out of here soon. She got to go live. So I just really want to end. I'm gonna close the panel out with one last question, and everybody got 2 minutes to answer. So, Stag, you
Mhm.
standing with Israel?
I don't really have any
Yeah.
opinion about Israel. I don't study over there what's going on, but I do think that the leader need to go because he, like I said, he used to run around because he was allowed to because he was a part of their whole global agenda. You see it and settled down now, right? He was going around slapping people on the playground and saying, "What you gonna do?" Because of Big Brother, you know, America back at home where he just go call his big brother and say, he pushed me on the playground, but didn't tell the story that you went over there slapping everybody on the playground first. You know,
Mm,
so I think that they
I
need to
agree.
get rid of, and which I think is going to come because Trump is not very fond of Netanyahu. They are diplomatic, he is with him, but I don't think that he's going to last throughout the Trump presidency because
Mm,
he is not good for our national security. It's nothing against the
Mhm.
Israeli people or the land, but that leader is not good for our
I agree.
national security because they keep pulling us into things that shouldn't be or starting conflicts over in that region because
Mhm.
they know that they got us to come to their defense. And I think he had to tell them, and he understands because he said before he thinks it's time for them to pull back and start thinking about their own defense because he know that America is not going to come and you starting stuff. That's the president that we got now. Like they told Europe, y'all gonna have to start learning how to handle y'all own region,
Yeah.
right? We can't look out for America and secure America and be over there worried about your stuff and y'all not putting in. Because somebody said the situation again with Greenland, and now NATO is coming up and they sending ships and weapons and all and whatever, 34 troops, so be it, but they bringing 34 troops. But now they are finally helping us to secure something.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, they are helping us to secure something, being a part of NATO because we are NATO. They don't secure anything in the world nowhere.
Mm.
So
Oh,
it's about time y'all sent some equipment and put up and set up shop over there in the Arctic so that we don't have to send it over there and we the only ones keeping eyes on everybody.
got you. All right. Go ahead, Nakia. I know you got to bounce out of here in a minute.
Yeah.
Nakia?
So can you hear me? Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
I
Can you
just
hear me
seen that
now?
Melody came back. Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Okay. So as a Christian, I try to stay out of it. I stay out of it because what my Bible tells me is not to be speaking ill or doing anything wrong to Israel. So, and I know people will say it's not the same Israel. These is different Jews and all of that. I don't know, and I don't want to know. That's all I got to say on that.
Yeah, I can. It's gonna be quick. I kind of am on the same page with Stag. I really have not paid too much attention over there. The things that I have learned that when I did look into, it's really just about. I think dude needs to go. I think that the people want him to go too. I think that he is using and trying to use his closeness with the United States to keep him in power over there, and I feel like he we need them for certain things. I know I asked somebody something about like certain technology and different stuff like that, but I feel like he because of the reasoning, he tries to think that he can puppeteer us in a sense. And I
Yeah.
feel like he realized that that wasn't the case when that situation with them in Iran, and then he didn't do what he was supposed to. And Trump told him he cussed at him or whatever. And I feel like he's possibly realizing, but I think things would probably be a lot smoother if he was gone, and you got somebody that was kind of more, I'm gonna say, level-headed and not trying to don't have Napoleon syndrome, because I think that's a big thing for him as well. He wants to be him and what's his name, Zelensky, all them. They little, and they got issues. So I don't really, of course, I don't want nothing being done wrong to any country, but I think a big part of their problem is him. And that's
I agree.
And I think also that's why Trump is making these other relationships with Qatar, with Saudi Arabia, the other nations in that region, so that they can secure their own region. Then we won't have to worry about what's going on over there. I think that Trump is trying to get everybody to take care of their own backyard.
Yeah,
and we take care of ours.
I think so. I like that. I like that because I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan of BB. I understand that just like there's different subgroups within our country, our race. I believe that there's different subgroups within the Jewish culture as well. And I hate that this subgroup puts a bad look on the Jews because they're not the same. And even there's some Jews that don't agree with what Netanyahu is doing. I've kind of been in a lot of rabbit holes to know that there's a lot of evil things that people like Bibi have done, particularly to Black Americans. They seem to have their nose in everything that we do, from our culture, from our entertainment business, from everything. I just don't agree with one group of people being looked at as if they're better than everybody else. Because who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Who are you? You're not better than anybody else. We're sitting here talking about all of these immigrants that are robbing our country, but we ain't not talking about how in New York y'all got a whole community where none of y'all work. And y'all get all the food stamps, all the benefits. Y'all can have 17 kids. And Melanie, you know what I'm talking about.
Of course, the cops only protect them.
So you're no, and y'all climbing up out of alleys, climbing up out of holes and stuff, and you got secret tunnels and like they be doing a lot of weird shit though. That be the weird thing is like that's how I know like they're not the same as everybody. So I don't want to put them. That's like saying that we are the same as Africans. We're not. They're not all the same as every Jewish person. They're not. But at the same time, though, like I feel like that we don't call them out on a lot of shit that they do that affect people, and that's my thought. Like I don't like how they got such a foothold in our entertainment system. I don't like that so many people that we love, like Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Luther Vandross, all lost their lives, and don't nobody look at what's his name, Clive Davis. Don't nobody ask his ass no questions. So I just feel like that they be in our business too much.
And what about the part that all these people could come into our country and build all types of businesses in our communities, but our Black celebrities can't?
Yeah. I feel like they have too much control in America, and this is not your country to have control. You got control over y'all lobby with our politicians. Y'all get special treatment when it comes to the vaccinations, the grocery store. Another group of people that get to have their own communities and there don't be no problem. You're not special. So I don't know where people get this notion over there, the chosen people. Says who? The Bible already tells us that they're not the same one, that they're not the real Jews. So that's just kind of where I stand at. I respect everybody's thoughts and process, but I don't like how they've done our country. I don't like how they're in our government business. I don't like how when every time somebody questions them, their entire life gets taken and their entire life falls apart. I don't like how you guys get to just come over here and you get to have dual citizenship. Who the hell are you? Y'all not special. And that's my plan.
You know that there is somebody who's putting a bill on the floor to end dual citizenship.
And I can't wait. Because
but I want to give you this too. I think they're going to wait until after the decision on the 14th, because a part of the 14th is the fact that you cannot have an allegiance to another foreign country.
Right, yeah.
Bye, so, have a good one. Yeah, I think that like I think Trump's saving him last.
Yeah,
he's saving him last.
I do too. And in the meantime, he's exposing.
I can't hear anything anymore.
Who he is.
You can't, or you don't want to. Which one? I don't know. I don't want to offend nobody. I ain't trying to. Can you still hear us?
Who, me?
I think she meaning that she can't hear.
Oh, Melody,
Y'all can't hear me?
I can hear you. No, Mo
hear
saying
you.
she can't hear.
Oh, Mo, what's going on with you, Mo?
Dang, her shit just went out. But like, yeah, I think Trump's saving him for last.
But in the
It's
meantime, he's exposing that
Yeah.
he's the problem.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't judge all the community of I don't judge them all. It definitely has a lot to do with their leadership. Because me judging a whole group of people, that's damn near racist. You know what I mean? That's prejudice, and I know that there's different types of people that follow that religious path. So I try to, have that type of respect. But yeah, I don't fuck with them little hat motherfuckers. I don't respect them at all. It's something about them. Well, we about to close up. Melody, you just got here.
I know it's okay. I had to go, security check. I got my gates came in.
Well, I'm grateful that all of you all came in. Dang, Stack just dipped off too. He said, "Did you hear about the contaminated water at Meyer?" Man, look, that's messed up. You said that because I love Meyer Copper Goddess, but I don't buy my water from there. That's one thing.
Yeah, we gotta be careful, man. There's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, man, like that's what I'm saying. Like,
My bad. I tried to get out the chat thing I had and kick myself out.
I wonder if RFK, if they be paying attention to all of these like recalls and stuff.
Mm-hmm. But did you see that they changed the food pyramid and stuff too, though?
They did what?
Our president, let me tell you this, our president is going to be in Davos, I believe, this week. I think today. And I can't wait because he took his whole economic team with him. I can't wait till he give his speech.
I can't wait either. I feel like that we're just getting over the hump. Like it's gonna always be a little, difficult before it can get to where it needs to be. And I think that right now this is the exposing part, the exposing portion. And then I have a feeling, and I don't know if y'all think, I think that it's something about Pam Bondi. I don't know what it is, but
I feel you. I'm getting there too with her.
I'm getting there with her and Dan.
But he quit, didn't he?
Yeah, Dan is gone.
He quit.
Yeah, he gone.
But Cash, I'm looking sideways to Cash because he's making a lot of he's doing a lot of stuff that I'm like, what?
I'm mad with all of them because I don't see no arrest yet.
Me too. But we gonna wait.
It's again okay because I was gonna go into that. I just told somebody that we got into a whole thing of that.
Yeah, we're gonna wait. We're gonna be patient. You know what I mean? We ladies.
Let me give y'all this though. Let me give y'all this. Right? Okay. We didn't get here overnight. This is decades of corruption.
Yes.
The swamp is deep. The swamp is big. Right. If we talking about as deep of a corruption, we talking about our Congress being corrupt, our judicial system being corrupt, because we had no idea the judicial system was this corrupt, right? We knew there was some corrupt judges, people taking bribes, but with them, the way that they going against Trump and making all of these rules or interjecting themselves into cases that they have no jurisdiction to hear, that we're finding out how many of them are corrupt. So we're finding out where the corruption is in the system, right? And America, we agree, feed a lot of people, right? So before we can upend everything here, we need to make sure that we're going to be good. And I would venture to say that's the reason why that man is not really sleeping and running around making deals and trying to get it. And it's so important to him that our economy is healthy, because when the chips fall, it's going to be a big fallout, because this is not just an American problem. It's a global problem. It's conspiracy amongst a bunch of nations, right? And I think that's why he's making sure that these smaller countries have an economy to run on, where he made deals with these little small countries so that they can use what they do to make money for their countries, and they ain't got to be in America's pocket. He's trying to get everybody out of our pocket. He's trying to make sure that everybody can feed themselves with their own stuff.
Yep.
And you need to do that before you rip the curtain off. open, okay?
Right.
Because it's gonna be a big fallout from it
I
when it
agree.
comes. And he's
I
trying to make
agree.
sure we don't survive it economically when it happens. And
Mm.
again, a lot of countries eat off of us.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
they
do.
do. They do. Well, did
So it ain't
anybody have
just
any
us.
last words? We about to head up out of here.
Now, America first.
Well,
That's it.
Go
yeah,
ahead.
well,
Go ahead. Mom.
and I would just want to say if you got whoever's watching, if you can follow, go subscribe to me and Stag's YouTube channel. It's called the Proud Mary Podcast. Follow, subscribe, please, and then I actually have a channel, the Let's Be Honest show as well. And you know, that's about it. We should have put it on the thing, but and I just my last thing is that I just say we all got to continue to truly pray. And so the closer you stay connected, the closer your gut will stay connected and your mind will, so that you are not being able to be hoodwinked and bamboozled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
And that's it.
I like that.
I just want everybody to just have a little patience. Our president is working hard, and I know that everybody want to see all of these arrests, but we saw with Letitia James, James Comey, the judicial system is corrupt right now. So do you want them to just arrest people, or do you want convictions? And be careful what you ask for, because like I said, it's not just an American problem. This is a global problem. And we got to make sure that we can survive the fallout from what we uncovered.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I agree.
A fun fact real quick. I guess Dallas tried to make an appeal to remove the rainbow. I mean, that they were told to remove the rainbow crosswalk, and the state reject their appeal. So they got to make it straight white, you know, like it used to be, because they made it
like they
made
did
it
with the
rainbow.
Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. No more wokeism. Not that kind of woke that you.
Oh, and did y'all know too that lady, the first lady that didn't give up her seat on the bus, she passed away, I think, a couple days ago.
Oh,
yeah, the one they stole the story from.
The one they stole the story from. This is
and they admitted in the story that's who she was. That she was the first woman to not sit down on the bus, right? Yep. They give it to her when they announcing that she ain't no longer here.
just like the lady the last survivor. And you know, like that's kind of one of the reasons why I really kind of fell like a lot more deeper into like discovering things regarding our community, because like I didn't like how that lady died, the last survivor of the she died and didn't get no justice. She was like 100-something years old, and that lady watched her family lose everything.
Yep.
And they fought long and hard to try to get. They deserved reparations. They deserved restitution. Not only did they deserve that, but they deserved to have been acknowledged, and they weren't.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I mean?
It's going to be in the history books now. It's too late.
Yeah, it's just too late.
Flowers now.
I try to. You know, we were so close to getting to that point before Trump became president, where we didn't see color in MAGA. You know what I mean? Like we all rock with each other on that level because we wanted better for our country. Yeah, but I'm starting to see people from our side that's really like showing their colors. I see it on IG all the time, and I'll be like,
yeah.
So are you racist on the low a little bit? Like, because I'll be like, yo, like, why you gotta always do all of your content like talking about Black people all the time? Like, I don't. Why you don't never talk about what every American that might be in some criminal shit is going on? Why is your whole page structured around Black people? That's the problem for me, and I really want us to get back to America first, no matter whether you're white or Black, being the monolith. When it comes to our side, we have the ball's really in our court, but they're not looking good for midterms. I'm gonna be honest with you. I live in Indianapolis, and this is a liberal city in a red state, and let me tell you, this state is ran by rhinos. They're ran by rhinos. So I'm just trying to bridge the gap. I'm going to be doing the men next week and seeing what we can do as the percentage of the Republican Party that is looked at as being the lowest but it's our party.
Mm-hmm.
It was our party from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And now we back.
Mm-hmm.
And we gonna stand.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more than just talking for me. I'm trying to see what we could do to get our own Black Caucus. What can we do to get our own Black Caucus to speak on behalf of our people?
We
And
got
then
to
if we
right into
have
Trump.
that,
We got to keep right into Trump and let Trump know that we do not want these people to be our leaders at all. They are
They're
forcing.
not though. They're
Yeah,
not
I know,
though.
but
That's
they
a,
act like they are.
no, but that's a misconception. The Black Caucus is
Yeah.
just a caucus of congressmen who sit and come up with ideas together. They, as a collective, don't represent Black people. They still only represent their districts, right?
Oh.
So maybe it needs to be more of them there, and they can call themselves the real Black Caucus or the foundational Black Caucus.
Can people form a Black Caucus that don't have to be, don't necessarily
No,
have
it's
to
just
be
because
congressmen or senators, but well, you're not letting me finish.
Oh, go ahead.
But what I'm saying is just, but then they would have to collaborate with the actual people. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
With the people, so that the real Black Caucus would the one that can go right now actually can write laws. They have to bring what the real Black Caucus, who is representative of maybe the different states. You have a certain amount of people from each state that put it together and don't have to be politicians. You know what I'm saying? Don't have to be politicians, but the politicians got to present the stuff that these people bring to them. Kind of like, ain't that what delegates are? They not actual politicians, are they?
They're in Congress, like my congressman.
They just don't have a vote. Delegates don't have a vote, but they are represented. Like Stacey Placid, she's a delegate.
Oh, okay.
Those, they don't have a vote, but that's not going to work because those congressmen are representative of their districts, the people in their district. So you can't have somebody off to have them off to the side trying to do something outside of what they're supposed to be doing for their district. And they representatives in Congress. That's why that's what I was saying is they don't represent Black people. They just call themselves the Congressional Black Caucus because they Black.
Because they Black.
Just like you had a Freedom Caucus, you got the Latino Caucus. That it's just what they like. The Freedom Caucus fight for, freedom, not infringing on American rights. They call them the Black Caucus because they want Black people to think that they represent them, but no, individually they just represent their district. That's it.
Oh, well, we need to start exposing their asses because this definitely ain't Shirley Chisholm shit. Like these, like I just feel like even if there is a Black Caucus, why does it all have to be just one political party? Like that's like make it even, like our brother Fu say, make it even all across the board.
Yep.
You should have conservative.
Byron Donalds them said they tried to get in. It was something like they wouldn't. They don't.
I don't trust his ass anyway, so I don't even believe what he's talking about. But even if you couldn't get in it, why didn't you create your own?
It ain't but 4 of them over there in the Republicans.
If you can find a Republican from each state that's red, that's willing to do what they're supposed to be doing, then you will have your own. Like it just seems like it should be.
Well, I guess that's kind of what Stagg is saying. They really ain't supposed to be doing nothing specifically for Black people. They just happen to be Black.
Well, NAACP too. Like, how the hell y'all ain't got no Republicans in the NAACP chapter at all?
116 years, girl.
Like y'all don't find that weird? That's what I be wanting to act like. I want to see if I can get like Black liberals up here because I be wanting to know. Like, you don't find it weird that the NAACP don't really do shit?
What I
ain't got a high
suggest
school
you
nothing yet.
could do because them people be liking to come because they want to get clicked. They want to be popular. Maybe your local one that you have there, see somebody, invite them to come up on your podcast.
So I got a phone call.
Just say, we want to try to bridge the gap. You want to bridge the gap, and we want to, just ask.
It's Andre Carson.
Questions.
It's Andre Carson, and I don't know what he be doing. I think they just voted him in because he Black.
Yeah.
And his,
but I'm saying they might, because I see them like all these people. We be assuming, and I'm sure they just reach out to him and ask. But we don't know him, right? So they be wanting to be known. So they'll come on. Now sometimes they want to know what questions you're gonna ask first and all that. But
I know.
But thanks
But
for
y'all,
having me, guys.
yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna close down. I gotta put something in my body. Big back activities.
Me too.
Anyway,
This
y'all,
was
thank you.
fun. Thanks for having
Thanks
me.
for having
Thank you
me.
all
Thank you,
so much.
guys.
Thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks everybody for watching. We closing out. Make sure you all follow these lovely ladies. Show them some love. Make sure you follow the Proud Mary podcast with 92 Stag and Let's Be Honest as well. And y'all can check us out on TikTok, man. We be on there. We do what we do even when we try to be shadow banned. It doesn't matter. Can't stop us. And yeah, I'll see you all. We'll be back here next Monday at 5 o'clock. We're gonna have the fellas up here, so I know it's gonna be hot.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
All
you
right.
know it's gonna, food. I'm gonna have to tell food to like not drop motherfucker like 20,000 times.
Yes.
Good luck with that. Good luck.
Me too. We
Okay.
did good.
All right,
Bella,
later,
we did
y'all.
good.
All right, y'all. Love y'all.
All right.
Peace out,
Good
man.
All
night,
right.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.